Hi guys, it's Rike and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review a lot of activewear. So in case you're into that kind of stuff, you just keep watching. And today I figured I'd talk about pocket leggings. This has been a requested topic, and honestly, I'm not big into pocket leggings simply because I don't really care if my leggings have pockets or not. I actually usually prefer them to not have pockets because I didn't use the pockets. But I do understand that a lot of people love pockets in their leggings, that they do use it to store their phone in there, their keys, other stuff. I get it. So I figured first step of talking about pocket leggings is trying to figure out which leggings in my closet I personally like, for the looks and also, of course, for the functionality, because I definitely had a few pocket leggings where if you put anything in the pockets, they would just slide down on you because they were so stretchy. Like it wasn't the right fit, basically, because that's what you want, right? But I also feel like it's important that they do look good, that they don't look bulky, and of course also that the pockets do fit some stuff. Now, I don't think the pockets need to fit anything crazy like what we usually see in like Halara promotional videos, or also Popflex Active does that sometimes. They're like, oh look, you can fit your 2-liter water bottle in here. I don't think I want to, I don't think I want to have my 2-liter water bottle in there. And also like they can be heavy, like it's kind of uncomfortable as well. Like, I don't know. That's not what I'm looking for in a pocket legging. I want it to be functional. I want it to fit at least a telephone or a smartphone, I guess. And, be cute. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I was thinking, first, I was thinking of making multiple videos about pocket leggings. The first video today is just about the ones that I'm pulling out of my closet, where I like stuff about them, and, recommending you some brands that generally do good pocket leggings, because I feel like that's always important. And then the next step could be, let me know if you're actually interested in that as well. I will just order some from like other brands to kind of see, like maybe brands that advertise that they're like, very functional, great pockets. Like get some new Halara leggings, try to see that, maybe some Popflex Active, whatever. Or if you have any other pocket legging brands you want to see reviews about, just let me know in the comments down below. But for now, we have a pile of leggings. I gathered 5. I also noticed I have definitely a favorite color, and I do have 3 leggings in very similar colors, but there are different leggings, I promise. But yeah, I will show you 5 different leggings. 3 of them are actually from the same brand. This is our pile for today. You can see there's a lot of like this periwinklish blue in there because I like it. And yeah, let's get into it. I will start off with maybe my newest acquisition. Maybe not. No, let's not start off with that. Let's start off with these leggings. Okay, so these are from Petula. They are the Yvette pocket leggings. And I don't know if Petula still does these, but I know that Petula does pocket leggings frequently. And I do think they always look cute. I do think they're functional. And yeah, these are just the ones that I happen to have. All my other Petula leggings don't have pockets as far as I know. Look through my pile. And these are the only pocket leggings I could find. Like I said, I'm not like that big into pocket leggings. But I like these ones. And these leggings, the Yvette leggings, are made from, I'm just going to check if I can see the material. It is nowhere to be found. I mean, it has to be somewhere, right? Was there a tag somewhere else? Otherwise, I'll just have to go back to like my old videos where I reviewed this at some point, I assume. See if I can find the information. They're kind of like a performance material, that is for sure. They are sleek, cool to the touch, still very, very soft. It's a beautiful, beautiful color. We do not have a top seam, and we also do not have a front seam on these. And then you can really see how the waistband is cinched in, which is also, I think, very important for pocket leggings because, yeah, if it doesn't fit well at the waist, if it's not staying up, like if you put anything in your pockets, phew, it's gonna slide down. So we don't want that. And you can also see there's some seam detailing here in the waistband, also in the back. We have a slight V here for the glutes, a proper seam in the back. And then you do have these spacious pockets here. And they are very, very, very long pockets as well. They do get narrower here at the bottom, but like otherwise you have tons of space. Like look at how like my arm fits in there up to the elbow. Like they are very, very long pockets. Because of course there's also different types of pockets, so this is just one of the different types of pockets you can find. They also do have like this, like it's a double line fabric, so it doesn't have a seam at the top, but it's not like frayed or anything, right? Because it just goes in again. We also do have the little Petula leaf silicone logo here. I really like that one. I prefer that over the just Petula. And you have pockets on both sides. And that is these leggings. Yeah. Let's see them on. So these, yeah, indeed have super, super deep pockets. It's just crazy. Like if you're trying to put your hands in your pockets, you can go and go and go and go and go. Like, I forgot how deep these pockets are. But yeah, definitely worth a mention in this pocket leggings video. But let's talk about the other details first, and then we'll take a look at the pocket and see, you know, how the phone fits. I mean, I would be shocked if the phone does not fit at this point. But these are high-waisted. We have no top seam, no front seam here. You do have a wide waistband for a little bit of compression, not too much though. And then the seam detailing here. And then you can already see the pockets here on the sides. They go, you know, a little bit narrower towards the bottom until the end. And then there's just one seam going down, 7/8 length on me. And then in the back, seam detailing again, coming from the pocket, cinching in the waist a little bit, slight V for the glutes, and a proper seam in the back. The material is really, really nice. Like, I like this one. I don't think they have done a material like this since, but I might be wrong. But I definitely like this material. I've definitely worn these for very, very sweaty workouts, and I always found that they were super quick drying, very sweat wicking, stuff like that, right? Things you want. And also the color, of course, is gorgeous. I love this color, as you'll be able to see, because we have more colors like this coming. But yeah, let's test the pocket. Telephone with a case and a pop socket, and it's gone. And of course, I could push it down a little bit further. Could probably stack a second phone on top, so you can carry like 4 phones with you, or like other big things that you have. I don't think it's fitting my current book, because my current book is like a big paper bag. But if you have like a small one, you know, like a small little book. I feel like I have a smaller version of the Odyssey. I feel like I could probably fit that in there. So, you know, like you could fit a lot of stuff in these pockets. That's what I'm trying to say. The edge of the pockets is also, you know, there's nothing tight around here because it's just the fabric folded over. So you just have 2 layers here. So in the end, you have like 3 layers on the sides, right, where the pockets are. You have 3 layers of fabric, which might get a little bit warm, to be fair, but you know, it's what it is. So the pockets are also not going to be super see-through because there's already 2 layers here. We do have the little silicone Petula logo. I really like this one. I hope they go back to this one eventually at some point because it's nice. It's a little sparkly as well. And yeah, those are these leggings. I like them. I like them a lot. Let's move on. Next up, we have some pocket leggings from Athleta. This is their logo. I actually like that logo. And these pockets are slightly different. I've definitely also seen Hollister. Was it Hollister? Gilly Hicks there. Yeah, I think so. Do pockets like this. And here you can see what I mean. So you have these seams here on the side, and the seams just end. You can see they just end. So there's no other side seam or anything after that. So seams are done. And you do have this laser cut edge here, hem, whatever. So if it's a little bit thicker here, it's a bonded hem, whatever, at the pocket. And they are not as deep as the other ones. However, they're wide and they're the same width all the way through. And my whole hand fits in there, so that is still spacious enough, I think. For most stuff, maybe your phone will poke out a little bit, but it will still be in there nice and tight. And yeah, it's like a very interesting look that this is just, you know, the seams just end. You can't really tell too much where the pocket ends, but there's also like a bonded hem here inside the leggings, basically where the pocket ends. And otherwise, it's just nice to have like, sometimes it can be nice not to have a pocket like this that just goes narrow, but just really have a straight pocket. You also do have pockets on both sides again. That's not always normal. I would definitely have like 1 or 2 pocket leggings where there's only a pocket on one side. So I've seen that before. It's interesting. I don't mind it, but it's interesting. Otherwise, these are super, super soft, slightly brushed. These leggings are made from, hard to read because I've worn these a few times now. Oh, there's a tag, okay. 75% nylon and 25% lycra. And it says they're made in Vietnam, in case you care about that. We also do have a front seam on these, but no top seam. And then again, some seams here in the back of the waistband, actually, just cinch it in a little bit. The Athleta logo, proper seam in the back. It's just straight across glute seams. But I generally do like Athleta because I feel like they have good quality stuff. They also usually have fun colors to choose from. And yeah, these are functional pockets. Let's see these leggings on. Okay. Now, these are definitely super, super lightweight. Sometimes that can be a problem for pockets if you want to put heavy things in, but look at this. I'm putting all the weight I can into this. Trying to push these down, they stay put. So that is very, very important. Because if they don't, well, what's the point in the pocket if you can't put anything in it, right? Anyway, no top seam here, but we do have a front seam. So don't pull them too high, then you'll be fine. Like, this is perfectly okay for me now. I don't really feel it. And yeah, they're still high-waisted, so also no reason to pull them up much higher. Wide waistband, not too much compression, I would say, for me personally, but you know, that really depends on how much width you have around here. And then we do have these pockets on the side. They look a little different because they have the seam that just ends, basically. Still otherwise mostly rectangular pockets so they don't get too narrow at the bottom. And they do have this bonded hem at the top here. So it's not overly tight or anything, right? There's still some stretch and stuff, but they do have this bonded hem to make them sit tight against your body. That's usually the reasoning for this. And then in the back, you can see just straight across glute seams, little Athleta logo. And then we also do have a seam here in the middle for some glute separation. And otherwise, these are a tad shorter than 7/8 length on me. And let's see if the phone fits. But yeah, put it in there and it is gone. So you still have plenty of space. And again, like nothing sliding down, even though these are very, very lightweight, which is great for like a very warm day. Or if you're very sweaty, you know, again, would be great for that. There's still like, you know, nothing is moving here, even though I put the phone in there now. So that is the main thing. It fits, it works well. The leggings are functional. And yeah, I like them. Let's move on. Moving on to leggings. You now have a few different ones because they have different types of pockets. From a brand I do shop from quite a lot. I'm talking about Buffbunny collection. I'm going to link my whole playlist up here so you can go check that out. But I do have a few leggings from them that I do think, they did a good job with the pockets. So first up, we have these contour pocket leggings. These actually only came as pocket leggings at first, and then they did a version without the pockets later on. But that was very interesting. I don't think they do have tons of pocket leggings, but they have done them occasionally. And this one, for example, has a little bit of a narrower pocket. But I still think it does fit stuff, although you need to like squish it in. Like you can see, it's not very wide. So you need to kind of squish it in a little bit. But that also means things are going to be like tight and snatched, right? This is the color Brady Brown. I actually did get these leggings in a medium, but I also do have them in a different color in a small. And if you're in between sizes, you can do whatever. You can go up or down depending on your fit preference. The small does fit a little bit tighter around the waist, so it's easier to put things in the pocket there. They also do have kind of like, you know, this waistband. There's no top seam and no front seam. We do have, again, seams kind of cinching in the waist here in the front and in the back. Buffbunny collection logo, a V glute detailing as well. And then in the front, you also do have a slight V just for a little bit more compression in the lower tummy area. And we do have these pockets. So these pockets are, again, slightly different. They do have like a seam actually at the top. So they are definitely also a tighter pocket. Not just because of here, but also like just the entrance to the pocket, I feel like is a little bit tighter. And you can see they just end here. And then there's a proper seam here as well. And you still have the two seams going all the way down the legging. One of them comes to the front and cuts across the shin. The other one comes to the back and cuts across the calf. They're not cutting in or anything, so don't worry about that. But like they do stuff with these seams to make it like a bit more of like a seam detailing and not just the seams are there because of the pocket. And of course, these seams you see at the top here of the waistband, they also do come from the pocket, right? And here in the back as well. So like they're kind of like including the pocket in the seam detailing, which is kind of why I don't mind the pockets as much on this here, because it doesn't just feel like it's just, there's just seams because of the pocket. It feels like it's kind of like included and was clearly designed with the pockets in mind. So I like that. And these are made from Nuber fabric. It's 74% nylon, 26% spandex, double brushed, very soft. Stretchy for sure, but like still medium compression. And yeah, let's see these on. Okay, so these are truly the first Buffbunny collection pocket leggings where I was like, I don't actually mind the leggings being there too much. I feel like they're kind of integrated into the design, and that was really what I like about these. So we do have a nice high waist here, no top seam, not overly tight around the waist here anyway for me. Of course, when I go to the other size down, then of course there's a little bit more compression, but here. It's still fine though, because we do have the seams cinching in the waist a little bit. Did I say no front seam? But yeah, you can see no front seam. And then in the back, we also do have those seams kind of cinching it in the waist and the back. V glute detailing here too, and a proper seam. And you can see the pockets here. Now, these are not overly wide or anything. So they're definitely not like the most spacious pockets that we've seen, but I feel like they are the pockets that are most integrated into the whole design of the legging. And that is why I like these ones. It's not necessarily like, oh, they fit the most stuff, but I feel like they have been, like they've been a core part of this legging design. And that is what I like about these. So keep that in mind. We also do have this proper seam at the top. Honestly, I feel like they could have done this a little bit better because I find this a tad bulky, but it is what it is. This pocket also is more rectangular. Oops. So yes, it's still angled at the but it doesn't go too much narrower, right? And then you have those two seams going down 7/8 length, and one seam goes across here, and the other seam goes across the calf. I don't find them to be cutting in or anything, because I know some people are usually concerned about that, especially cutting seams going across the calf, that they're cutting in and being uncomfortable. They are stretchy enough. Don't worry about that. Other pocket on the other side, of course. And let's see if the phone fits. Because of course, telephones are big these days, right? The smartphones with cases and everything. And I have to push a little bit, but the phone is in there. You maybe see a little peek of it. Probably push it a little bit slower. So it is in there. You have to push a little bit. It doesn't just slide in basically. And I've also kind of reached the depth of the pocket basically. So it's, I'm hitting the end of the pocket there with my phone and the case. So definitely not as spacious as the other ones, as I already said, but I feel like the way they've integrated these into the actual design of the legging is what is kind of nice about this here, you know? Yeah, let's move on. Okay, on to my newest acquisition, my newest pocket legging. And these are a variation of my favorite Buffbunny collection leggings. My favorite Buffbunny collection leggings are the Legacy leggings. They don't have pockets, but they did make Legacy pocket leggings recently. So you can enjoy the things you like about the Legacy leggings, but also enjoy some pockets here. So of course I had to try those. These are a little bit more similar maybe to the Yvette leggings from Petula in the way the pocket is. But let's talk about the basics of these leggings. So this color is called Rainwater Blue. It's my favorite color of all time from Buffbunny collection. These leggings don't have a top seam, but they also don't have a front seam, and they have a nice wide waistband. Medium compression generally. I did get these in a size small, and they're made from the same fabric as the contour pocket leggings that you just saw. So double brushed Nuber fabric. They generally always have a side seam detailing. It just goes usually down once, like one seam goes down and then it splits up around knee height and goes into two seams that go all the way down. We still have the split here, but of course, instead of the one seam at the top, you do have the pocket here. And you can see this is basically a similar pocket as the Yvette leggings, like I already said. It starts off wider here. You do have like this bonded hem, and then it becomes tighter and narrower the further you go down the leg, and then it ends kind of around knee height. So very spacious still. Of course, there's not much you can put at the bottom of these, and maybe you don't want to because it's hard. It's easy to lose stuff in there. They're also not as long. I mean, maybe they are as long, but they're not as wide in general as the Yvette pocket leggings because my arm, it doesn't go up to my elbow, right? Like it just fits a little bit more than the wrist fits, which is still plenty of space. And then in the back, we do have this flattering triple seam glue detailing, which I really, really, really like. Also helps keeping things up and nicely tucked in the back here. If you struggle with gaping in leggings sometimes, they're not going to do that. And of course, also flattering for the glutes. Yeah. Then of course here, in a way, you can tell not like the contour pocket leggings, the seams were kind of, you know, the pockets were like, and the seams, the detailing, like it was all just matching. Here, of course, we have this extra seam. But then it's kind of still included in that other like split detailing here that we usually have in the Legacy leggings. So that's what I like about it. But yeah, let's see these on. Oh, look at this color. It's so pretty. Oh God, I love this color. Rainwater blue. It's just it. Like, I also feel like for this color, for me personally, at least, it doesn't matter if I'm tanned or not. I mean, to be fair, I also don't really tan that much. But I still think it's always pretty. Like, it always looks so good. I love it. Oh. This is the same Nuber fabric that we saw on the other legging already. However, here feels a little bit thinner. It's just like, you know, the color is different. It's been years in between, I guess. But just letting you know. These are, of course, also high-waisted. I feel like they're not as ultra high-waisted as the normal Legacy leggings, the original leggings without the pockets. Those are ultra high-waisted. So, yeah. not as high-waisted as those, but high-waisted enough. They are high-waisted. They're not a mid-waist or anything, not a mid-rise. They are high-waisted. No top seam, no front seam. I feel like despite there being no front seam, you kind of have to make sure you don't pull them up too much. We also do have a little bit of a, seam detailing now because of the pocket. So usually you only have one seam going down, the seam from here, from the waist, but now we have two seams because we have the pocket here. The pocket does have a bonded edge, just like the one that we saw on the Athleta leggings. These feel maybe a tad wider than the other Buffbunny collection legging pockets. And of course now they do go down. Here it gets really narrow towards the bottom, so same as the first leggings we saw, the Petula ones, and then they cross the seams and then they go split up again and go down. But there's no pocket there, of course. And yeah, 7/8 length on me, as per usual with most of the Buffbunny collection leggings. We do have a triple seam glute detailing, which is what I really, really love about the legacy leggings in general. Tone and tone silicone logo here. And I find these, I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit of a gap here that I usually don't have with the non-pocket leggings, but it still works well. And look at how flattering it is for the glutes. I just love these. It is, for me, it's generally I love the legacy leggings, so I also do like the pocket leggings. I slightly still do prefer the normal legacy leggings, but that's also because I'm not that big into pocket leggings, as I've mentioned in the beginning. So, I don't know. But if you're looking for, if you like the legacy leggings, but you just wish they had pockets, I mean, this is your dream come true, I would say. And also, if you always felt like they were a little too high-waisted, because they're usually ultra high-waisted, this is just a normal high-rise. So there you go. Of course, we also have to test the pocket. So let's see if the phone fits. Goes in here. Oh, now I hit the microphone. But yeah, look at it. Perfectly gone. Of course, you cannot push it to the bottom of the pocket, but that was the same with the Petula leggings. And we can't fit as much on top of the phone anymore. It's not like you can stack phones in this pocket, but the pocket is big enough to fit the phone fully. And you can see now, pocket is closed again, right? Because of the bonded hem. It kind of, just stays closer to your body here. And that is that. Yeah. Legacy pocket leggings. Let's move on. Last but not least, I wanted to show you these leggings. Now, these are Moto leggings from Buffbunny collection. They haven't relaunched them since they came out first, but I really do like how they included the pockets in the design of these leggings. Again, they've done that again. In general, these leggings are a performance material. We do have shiny red fabric here. So it is definitely shiny. It has this, kind of vinyl finish. They are performance-y, made from 75% polyester and 25% spandex. And these are, even though they are performance leggings, they do not have a top seam, and they also don't have a front seam. A slight V-dip here in the waistband, again, for some compression. And then in the back, you can see that you do have the seam to bring in the waist a little bit, V-glute detailing as well, and a proper seam here, and a tone and tone silicone logo as well. And this part here in the back actually does have a little top seam. I know I said there was no top seam, but this little part here in between these two seams does have a little top seam. So very interesting. And again, what I said with the legacy leggings, right? If you struggle a little bit with gaping in the back, this is actually really nice and it's not super annoying. Yeah, but like onto the pockets. So these are Moto leggings. So we do have the Moto detailing here on the side. You can see that here. And we also do have it at the bottom here, kind of around your calf. And of course on both sides. But like, I feel like it's so clever because the Moto detailing, I mean, it would be there anyway because these are a Moto legging. But this is also where the pocket is, of course. So you do have this nice pocket. It is, yeah, wrist deep basically. And it's one of the wider ones. And of course, the Moto detailing just ends. You still have the two seams going down to the next Moto detailing and to the bottom. But like, I mean, look at this. Like when you have these on, it's not as obvious that this is a pocket because it could just be part of the detailing. Even like the seam at the top could just be part of this type of detailing. So I feel like that was really, really cleverly done. And I don't mind the pockets on these ones at all because it's just like so included in this detailing that is like a little bit raised anyway. So I really, really like how they included the pockets here. And it absolutely makes sense to have pockets in these leggings because you can just hide them so well. So yeah, I thought this was really clever. I figured I really needed to include these to show them to you. And I would say, you know, why not? Just see these on. Let's do it. And on to our red leggings here. So these are again still nicely high-waisted, no top seam in the front or in the sides, but then you have the top seam here in the back. So just here. So when you squat, there's no gaping here, and I really do appreciate that because I do experience that gaping occasionally. So it's nice to not have that, and I don't find it like to be cutting it or anything, right? Like it's still just, it just makes it sit a little bit flatter against the back of your waist here, against the lower back, whatever that is. And yeah, no front seam either. We do have a slight V-dip here in the front of the waistband to get a little bit more of that lower tummy area with the compression. And then in the back, you do have a nice V for the glutes, proper seam in the back as well. We do have that silicone tone and tone logo. And of course, the Moto detailing. So if you didn't know this was a pocket legging, right? Like, I mean, we have the Moto detailing here, a little bit shorter than 7/8 length, by the way. And we have it up here. I feel like it's not as obvious that, you know, this is also a pocket. Like, of course, you do have the seam here at the top that maybe looks a little bit different, but otherwise, I mean, I feel like it's just so cleverly done. I like it. Also, this is a little bit shiny. The shininess is not as obvious as it would be on like some of the holographic, like really shiny leggings, right? But like you do have the red shine shimmer to it. And I do like that. I like shiny things. So I feel like it's more obvious on the side panel here than it is on the main part of the fabric. Also might be, I don't know. I don't actually know why. Anyway, let's see if the pocket can hold the phone. And there it is. Now, of course, when you have stuff in the pocket, maybe it's a little bit more obvious that this is a pocket and not just some detailing. I don't know. You tell me. But yeah, phone fits fully. It's again not the biggest pocket, but it does work to hold the phone and other stuff. And at the top of the, oh, see, phone gets stuck. It's the pop socket that got stuck. But anyway, at the top here we have a seam again. So same as with one of the other leggings. So this is not a bonded edge, it is a seam. And I guess it had to be that for, I don't know, to go with the Moto with the detailing. Let's just leave it at that. Anyway, I like the style of these. I also like these even though they do have pockets because, like I said, I feel like it's, again, integrated into the design of these, and I like that very much. Very, very flattering on the glutes as well, as per usual with most Buffbunny collection leggings. And yeah, these are performance leggings, so definitely very sweat wicking and have the sleek material. And I've definitely worn these for like, yeah, I most recently wore these to a spinning class of a friend of mine. And it was like a Taylor Swift themed class. So I was like, I guess I'll just put on this plus the matching sportswear, right, for, yeah, the red stuff. So I figured that would be a great look. And let's move on. It's conclusion time. Let's see the little pile. Like I said, a lot of the same colors because I just like that color. But yeah, let me know which of these pocket leggings was your favorite, if you've tried any of them. And also, of course, let me know what your favorite pocket leggings are so I can, maybe include them in the next pocket legging video. Also, do let me know what your most important factors are for a pocket legging. Like I said, I listed some of the ones that are important for me, that it looks cute, and that of course it's still functional, as in you do have space in the pocket, but also leggings don't slide down when you have stuff in the in the pockets. So yeah, do let me know which things you're looking for in a pocket leggings and which ones are your favorite. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give it your thumbs up. You can also subscribe to this channel so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out. And if there's a new pocket legging video, you'll be notified as well, right? Yeah, otherwise, thank you so much for watching. You can leave any comments you want to leave down below in the not in the description box, in the comment section. The description box is for me. That's where I leave with the timestamps and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, if you have any feedback, any suggestions, anything, like I said, just drop a comment down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, see some of the pieces in action there, and DM me there, but I'm more likely to see a comment on YouTube. So if there's ever anything you want me to see, you want me to respond to, drop a comment down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, informative, entertaining, all those things. And I will see you next time. Bye.